Way, got a pretty good start, Gout. Quickly picks up Howard behind him, and then out wide at Kelly. How quick will he be? He's stretching away now. Isn't he beautiful to watch? He did switch off. Oh boy, oh boy.
At just 17 years old, Australian sprinter Gout Gout has done something that few thought possible. He's brought world-class sprinting energy to Australian athletics and sent shockwaves through the global track community. Still in high school, the Queensland teenager has already rewritten national records, clocked wind-assisted sub-10 seconds in the 100 meters, and crushed long-standing 200 meters marks that stood for over half a century. The whispers are already out there. Is this Australia's answer to Usain Bolt? It was a warm evening in Perth when Gout Gout, then just a 17-year-old, lined up for the Australian U20 National Championships. Within seconds of the starter's gun, he stormed down the track, crossing the line in 9.99 seconds, not once, but twice in the same day. While the wind readings 3.5 meters per second and 2.6 meters per second made the times ineligible as official records, they announced something undeniable. Australia had found its next sprinting phenomenon. After his win, Gout grinned and thumped his chest. "That's what I was hoping for," he told reporters. "I didn't get the start I anticipated. It was the kind of confidence, mixed with humility, that hinted at greatness." That same weekend, he went on to dominate the senior men's 200 meters, smashing Peter Norman's legendary 1,968 national record with a run of 20.04 seconds. The mark had stood untouched for 56 years. Months later, in Ostrava, Czech Republic, Gout bettered it again, 20.02 seconds, in his first-ever senior international race. In Ostrava, the young Australian looked calm beyond his years. Running against seasoned professionals, Gout exploded out of the curve and powered down the straight, finishing nearly 0.2 of a second ahead of Cuba's Renier Mena. Britain's Nathaniel Mitchell-Blake, an Olympic medalist, was left trailing in third. Afterward, Gout smiled and told Reuters, "I feel good. New personal best, new national record in my first European race. I don't feel any pressure. Once I'm on the track, it's just me and what I've got to do, my favorite thing, and that's to run." In that moment, it wasn't just a win, it was a statement. Gout had become the fastest 7-year-old in Australia's history, and one of the most promising young sprinters in the world. Born in Ipswich, Queensland in December 2007, Gout Gout is one of 7 children to Dinka parents who fled war-torn South Sudan before settling in Australia. His family's story is one of survival, resilience, and hope. His father, Bona, recalled the name Gout was a transliteration error when the family moved through Egypt, a mistake that stuck but now represents excellence on the world stage. Growing up, Gout played soccer before switching to track, a decision that changed everything. By 14, he had already broken Australian age group records in the 100 meters and 200 meters. By 15, he was clocking 20.87 for 200 meters, earning the Australian U18 title and his first trip overseas for the World U20 Championships in Lima, where he claimed silver in the 200 meters. By 16, he was setting Oceanian U20 records and signing a sponsorship deal with Adidas. The kid from Ipswich had officially become a professional athlete, without even graduating high school. Gout's performances in 2024 hinted at something special, but 2025 made it undeniable. In April, he lined up at the Australian National Championships in Perth. Despite 2 false starts and a nervous atmosphere, he blasted to a 19.84-second 200 meters, only to see the wind reading plus 2.2 meters per second erase its legality. Still, he smiled, saying, "It's definitely frustrating. I run fast times, but the wind is not on my side. Hopefully one day the wind will be great." It was more than optimism, it was prophecy. Just weeks later, in Europe, he delivered the legal 20.02 that shattered expectations once again. His new mark not only broke his own national record but also the Oceanian record, placing him among the top teenage sprinters in world history. At only 17, Gout has achieved what most athletes dream of their entire lives. To put it in perspective, by his age, even Usain Bolt hadn't yet run faster. When the World Athletics Championships began in Tokyo in September 2025, all eyes were on the teenager from Queensland. The youngest man ever selected for Australia's senior team, Gout took to the track alongside sprint giants like Letsile Tebogo and Brian Level. In his semifinal, he surged from 7th to finish 4th in 20.36 seconds, narrowly missing a spot in the final. Despite the heartbreak, he was all smiles afterward. "I couldn't be prouder," he said. "Obviously, I was aiming for that sub-20, but today wasn't the day. God didn't allow it today, but I know for sure in the future it's going to come. And then came the quote that made headlines.
I can keep running, and I know that if I can do this at 17, I can do this at 25 as well, and I'll be even better at 25, so it's definitely great to know.
Bolt is here.
It was the kind of perspective that sets future legends apart: patience, faith, and fire. For all his speed, what makes Gout truly special is his mindset. Balancing elite training with schoolwork, he's known as a disciplined and thoughtful student, even expressing interest in studying psychology. His coaches describe him as calm, analytical, and focused. That maturity is rare. In a sport that often swallows young talent too soon, Gout's grounded approach gives him staying power. It's impossible to talk about Gout without mentioning Usain Bolt. The similarities are uncanny, both tall and smooth striding, both dominant as teenagers, and both from backgrounds defined by resilience. But Gout, ever humble, avoids the hype. Still, the numbers speak for themselves. Bolt's U18 world best over 200 meters was 20.13. Gout ran 20.04 at 16. Bolt's U20 world lead before his 18th birthday was 19.93. Gout's trajectory is right there, and his ceiling might be even higher. Australia hasn't had a global sprinting icon since Peter Norman, the 1,968 Olympic silver medalist who famously stood beside Tommy Smith and John Carlos during the Black Power salute. For decades, the nation's athletic glory has come in distance running, swimming, and field events, not sprinting. Gout has changed that. His performances have reignited a national conversation about sprinting's future down under. Track legend Bruce McAvaney called this generation Australia's golden age of athletics and hailed Gout as the spark this sport has been waiting for. And it's not just about speed. Gout's story, the son of refugees, representing his new homeland with pride, resonates deeply with Australians. His smile, humility, and gratitude make him as inspiring off the track as he is on it. After his World Championships debut, Gout announced he'd be taking a short break to focus on his final school exams before returning to training. That balance between ambition and responsibility speaks volumes about who he is. Even with Adidas contracts, international fame, and record-breaking runs, he remains grounded, the kid from Ipswich who just loves to run. His long-term goals? Breaking 20 seconds legally, representing Australia at the 2028 Los Angeles Olympics, and one day, perhaps, becoming the fastest man on Earth. And given how fast he's already going, it's only a matter of time. Gout Gout has already carved his name into athletics history, the youngest Oceanian record holder, the youngest Australian World Championship sprinter, and one of the youngest men ever to run under 10 seconds, wind-assisted. His journey embodies the perfect blend of raw talent, discipline, and destiny. So, when fans and pundits call him the next Bolt, maybe they're right. Or maybe Gout is something different altogether, the first Gout Gout.
Doualla, bene anche Alice Pagliarini, forza Kelly, adesso resiste da questo finale, Kellyanne Doualla vince la medaglia d'oro, 11:21 eguagliando la miglior.
This 15-year-old girl from Italy is running faster than almost every woman in her country ever has. While most kids her age are thinking about homework and hanging out with friends, she's breaking records that nobody has touched in years. Her name is Kellyanne Doualla, and in 2025, she did something nobody thought was possible. She became the youngest person ever to win the European Under-20 Championship in the 100 meters. And here's the crazy part. She's still got 4 more years before she even turns 20. Kelly was born on November 20th, 2009, in a small city called Pavia in northern Italy. Her parents came from Cameroon in Africa, and they had no idea their daughter would one day become one of the fastest teenagers in the world. When Kelly was little, she tried everything. She swam in pools, she played tennis, she kicked soccer balls around, but nothing felt quite right. Then, when she was 10 years old, she tried running, and that's when everything changed. By the time Kelly was 11, she was already faster than kids years older than her. She ran 60 meters in 7.94 seconds. To understand how fast that is, try running the length of a basketball court in less than 8 seconds. It's really, really fast. But Kelly didn't just run straight. She also jumped. She became so good at long jump that she could leap more than 6 meters through the air. That's longer than a small car. Still, running was what she loved most.
La partenza, Kellyanne Doualla fa tutto da solo, né Castellani né Succo, nulla può contro Kellyanne Doualla.
Now here's where her story gets interesting. Kelly's mom really loves a famous runner from Jamaica named Kellyanne Fraser-Pryce. Fraser-Pryce won gold medals at the Olympics not once, but twice. She's one of the greatest sprinters ever. Kelly's mom loved her so much that she gave Kelly the middle name Anne, just like Fraser Price. Kelly told reporters about this, saying her mom is a big fan of Shelly Ann Fraser Price, so her middle name is also Anne. She said she has always been following Fraser Price since she was a little kid. When Kelly turned 14 in 2024, she decided it was time to start breaking records. In February, she ran the 60 meters indoors in just 7.27 seconds. This broke an Italian record that had been standing since 2002, before Kelly was even born. Think about that. A record that lasted 22 years, and a 14-year-old girl just smashed it. But Kelly wasn't done. That same year, she kept getting faster. She ran 80 meters in 9.39 seconds. Then she ran 100 meters in 11.7 seconds. Then even faster at 11.52 seconds. Every time she raced, she got better.
The stand is absolutely packed here in Finland, and Doualla is up. Also running well, Pagliarini. Oh, but Doualla, she's in a class of her own.
Then came 2025, and this is when Kelly truly shocked everyone. In January, Kelly went to a big indoor race in a city called Ancona. She lined up for the 60 meters, and when the gun went off, she flew down the track. When she crossed the finish line, the clock showed 7.23 seconds. The crowd went wild. She had just run the fastest 60 meters ever by any European teenager under 18. But she still wasn't satisfied. 3 weeks later, at the Italian Junior Championships, Kelly ran even faster. This time, she clocked 7.19 seconds. This made her not just the fastest teenager, but the second fastest Italian woman of all time, at any age. The only people faster than her were full-grown adult athletes who had been training for years. The president of Italian athletics, a man named Stefano May, knew something special was happening. But he also knew Kelly was very young. He told everyone there would be no pressure on her. He said if Kelly and her coach decided she was ready to compete at the top level, that was fine. But nobody would force her to do anything. They wanted to protect her. Shortly after that amazing race, Kelly got hurt. She pulled a muscle and had to stop training for a while. For a young athlete trying to break records, this could have been terrible news. But Kelly didn't give up. By June, she was back, and she was faster than ever. Kelly ran 100 meters in 11.37 seconds, breaking the Italian record for anyone under 20. Then she did it again, even faster, at 11.36 seconds. On July 15th, in a city called Brescia, she ran 11.29 seconds. Everyone in Italy was talking about her. Coaches were amazed. Other athletes couldn't believe what they were seeing, and Kelly was just getting started. On July 21st, Kelly traveled to North Macedonia for a huge competition called the European Youth Olympic Festival. This is where the best young athletes from all over Europe come to race against each other. Kelly knew this was her chance to do something special. In the early rounds, she ran just fast enough to win without using all her energy. In her first race, she ran 11.68 seconds. In the semifinal, she ran 11.43 seconds. She was saving her best for the final. In that final race, Kelly lined up next to a Swiss runner named Xenia Burri. Burri was really good too and had tied the old European record just 1 month earlier. Everyone wondered who would win. When the race started, Kelly got a strong start but then fell behind. For a moment, it looked like she might not win. But then, in the last part of the race, Kelly found another gear. She started catching up. She passed the girl from Portugal, she passed Burri, and she crossed the finish line first. The time on the clock said 11.21 seconds. Kelly had just run faster than any European teenager under 18 had ever run the 100 meters. The old record was 11.24 seconds, set by a British runner named Jodie Williams way back in 2010. Kelly beat it by 0.03 of a second. But here's the most amazing part. That time of 11.21 seconds didn't just make Kelly the fastest teenager. It made her the third fastest Italian woman ever, including all the adults. Only 2 women in Italian history had ever run faster than her, and one of those women had run exactly 11.21 seconds back in 2018, so Kelly had tied her. Kelly also won another gold medal at that competition. She ran the final part of a relay race, helping her Italian team win. They set another European record for teenagers. Italy won 8 gold medals total at that festival, more than any other country. But Kelly wasn't finished. 3 weeks later, she traveled to Finland for an even bigger race, the European Under-20 Championships. Now, remember, Kelly is 15. The Under-20 Championships means she was racing against athletes who could be as old as 19. Some of her competitors were 4 years older than her. 4 years is a huge difference when you're a teenager, but Kelly didn't care. On August 8th, Kelly ran in the semifinals. She won her race easily in 11.56 seconds. She looked relaxed and confident. The next day was the final. The weather in Finland that day was cold, not the best conditions for running fast. Kelly stood in lane 6, waiting for the race to start. When the starting gun fired, she exploded out of the blocks. Some people thought Kelly might be nervous. After all, this was a huge race with lots of pressure, but she didn't look nervous at all. She ran like she had done this 1,000 times before. Kelly took the lead early and never let go. She pulled away from everyone else. The girl from Britain tried to keep up but couldn't. The girl from Ukraine gave it her all but still finished far behind. Kelly crossed the finish line and immediately started screaming with joy. The clock showed 11.22 seconds. She had won the gold medal by a huge margin. When Kelly won that race, she made history. At just 15 years and 261 days old, she became the youngest person ever to win the European Under-20 100-meter title. Nobody younger had ever done it before. A few days later, Kelly ran one more race. She anchored the Italian relay team in the 4x 100 meters. That means she ran the final part of the race. Italy won gold again. Kelly left Finland with 2 gold medals around her neck.
Side, it's ever so close. Seville from Thompson.
Not first place. No.
Still having a smile on your face.
A huge smile. It's a crazy season. Injuries, rush in the season, using a lot.
Noah Lyles isn't the fastest anymore. Not long ago, he was on top, winning races and making headlines. But now, he's struggling just to stay in the top 3. 2 new sprinters have taken over the 100-meter spotlight, and Lyles isn't one of them. So how did things change so fast? Kishane Thompson, once a little-known Jamaican sprinter, shocked the world by running an incredible 9.75 seconds. Kenny Bednarik, better known for his strength in the 200 meters, dropped a blazing 9.79. Both are faster, more consistent, and clearly hungrier than ever. Meanwhile, Lyles' best time this season is 9.89, not terrible, but in today's sprinting game, that's falling behind fast. Not long ago, Noah Lyles was called the fastest man on earth. His speed in the 200 meters was unmatched, and his push into the 100 meters looked unstoppable. But in sprinting, everything can change in a blink. Now, he's not just being challenged, he's being passed. Thompson and Bednarik are rising fast, and Lyles is struggling to keep up in a race he once controlled. At his best, Noah Lyles was unbeatable in the 200 meters. His powerful finishes, clean form, and big personality made him a fan favorite and a regular winner. In 2022 and 2023, he dominated the track, running a stunning 19.31 inches, the 203rd fastest ever. Around that time, he also started focusing more on the 100 meters, determined to become the top sprinter in both events. That drive paid off at the 2024 Paris Olympics, where he took gold in the 100 with a 9.79, just edging out Kishane Thompson by 0.005 of a second. It was his peak moment where he truly looked like the king of sprinting. But 2025 was a different story. The field caught up, and some went right past him. Kishane Thompson, barely on the radar a few years ago, suddenly became the name to watch. His 9.75 at the Jamaican Championships wasn't just the fastest of the year, it ranked among the fastest ever. And he didn't stop there. Thompson kept running sub-9, 90 times across the Diamond League, proving he's not just fast, he's consistent. His wins in Silesia and Prefontaine made it clear, he's here to take over. Thompson's rise is not just a story of raw speed. It's a story of timing, momentum, and relentless focus. In 2024, he nearly snatched Olympic gold from Lyles. In 2025, he came back stronger, faster, and more determined. His 9.75 placed him among the top sprinters in history, and his ability to win under pressure is quickly making him the new favorite in the 100-meter world. Then there's Kenny Bednarik. Unlike Thompson, Bednarik is no surprise contender. He's been steadily improving, especially in the 200 meters, where he's already proven himself with Olympic and world medals. But in 2025, Bednarik took a significant leap in the 100 meters. His performance at the U.S. Championship stunned the field. He clocked a 9.79, equaling Lyles' Olympic winning time. Even more impressive, he did it despite cramping up mid-race. That kind of grit speaks volumes. The dynamic between Bednarek and Lyles is also becoming one of the most talked-about rivalries in track and field. After Bednarek beat Lyles in the 200 meters at the U.S. Championships, tensions flared.